Learning English in just 5 months may sound impossible to many people. Some may think it requires living in an English-speaking country, attending expensive coaching centers, or having a special talent for languages. But my journey proves that none of those things are necessary. What truly matters is mindset, consistency, and courage. This is my powerful story of how I transformed myself from someone who feared English into someone who can confidently read, write, speak, and think in English, all within 5 months. The fear I once had. 5 months ago, English was my biggest fear. Whenever I heard someone speak English fluently, my heart would sink. I believed English was only for intelligent people, rich people, or those educated in English medium schools. I came from a background where English was treated as a difficult subject, not a language meant to be spoken. In school, I memorized grammar rules only to pass exams. I never truly understood how English worked in real life. I could read simple sentences, but speaking was terrifying. I was afraid of making mistakes, afraid of being laughed at, and afraid of sounding foolish. Because of this fear, I avoided English completely. Whenever I had to introduce myself in English, my hands would shake, my voice would break, and my mind would go blank. I often mixed my mother tongue with broken English, and that made me feel ashamed. Slowly, I started believing that English was not for me. The turning point. Everything changed one day when I realized how much English was controlling my life. I missed opportunities, jobs, interviews, friendships, and confidence, just because I couldn't express myself in English. I saw people with less talent but better English moving ahead in life. That day, I made a strong decision. Enough is enough. I will learn English, no matter how hard it is. I didn't have money for coaching classes. I didn't have an English-speaking environment. All I had was a smartphone, internet access, and a burning desire to change my life. I gave myself 5 months and promised that I would give my best every single day. Month 1. Building the foundation. The first month was all about removing fear and building basic understanding. I stopped thinking of English as a subject and started treating it as a language, just like my mother tongue. I began with simple things. Learning common daily use words. Understanding basic sentence structures. Watching English videos with subtitles. Listening more than speaking. At first, I didn't understand much. But I reminded myself that babies listen for months before they speak. So I focused on listening without pressure. I watched English movies, interviews, and short videos, not to understand everything, but to get familiar with the sound of the language. Slowly, my ears started recognizing words and patterns. I also began learning 10 new words every day and tried to use them in simple sentences. Month 2. Speaking without fear. The second month was the hardest, and the most important. I realized that no matter how much I listened or read, my English would never improve unless I spoke. So I made a bold rule for myself. I will speak English every day, even if it is wrong. I started talking to myself in English. I described what I was doing. I am brushing my teeth. I am going to the market. Today is a good day. At first, it felt strange. I made many mistakes. But instead of feeling embarrassed, I started feeling proud, because at least I was trying. I also recorded my voice daily. When I listened to the recordings, I noticed my mistakes and corrected them. This practice slowly improved my pronunciation and confidence. Month 3. Reading and thinking in English. In the third month, I added reading to my daily routine. I started with short stories, simple articles, motivational quotes, news headlines. Whenever I found a new word, I noted it down and looked up its meaning, not just the translation, but how it was used in a sentence. The biggest breakthrough came when I tried to think in English. Instead of translating from my mother tongue, I forced my brain to think directly in English. At first, my thoughts were slow and simple. But day by day, they became faster and clearer. I noticed something magical. English was no longer a burden, it was becoming natural. Month 4. Grammar without fear. Earlier, grammar used to scare me. But in the 4th month, I changed my approach. Instead of memorizing rules, I learned grammar through examples, conversations, real-life sentences. I focused only on essential topics. Tenses, prepositions, sentence formation, common mistakes. I didn't aim for perfection. I aimed for clarity. I understood that even native speakers make mistakes. So why should I be afraid? This mindset freed me completely. Month 5. Confidence and fluency. By the 5th month, something incredible happened. I started speaking English without thinking too much. My sentences were not perfect, but they were clear. People could understand me, and that was enough. I began having real conversations, sharing my opinions, expressing my emotions in English. For the first time, I felt confident. The same English that once scared me had become my strength. I realized that fluency is not about speed or accent, it is about confidence and connection. My daily English routine. Here is what I followed every day for 5 months. 20 minutes listening, videos, podcasts. 20 minutes speaking, self-talk, recording. 20 minutes reading, articles, stories. 10 minutes writing, short paragraphs. Learning 5 to 10 new words daily. Consistency was the key. Even on bad days, I did at least something. Mistakes that taught me lessons. I made countless mistakes. Wrong grammar, incorrect pronunciation, awkward sentences. But every mistake taught me something. I learned that mistakes are proof of learning. Fear delays progress. Confidence matters more than perfection. What English gave me. Learning English didn't just improve my language skills, it transformed my life. My confidence increased. My personality improved. My thinking expanded. New opportunities opened. English gave me a voice. My message to you. If you are struggling with English, let me tell you this from my heart. If I can learn English in 5 months, so can you. You don't need talent. You don't need money. You don't need perfection. All you need is a decision, consistency, courage to speak. Start today. Speak today. Make mistakes today. Because one day, your story will inspire others, just like mine.